Hi folks, Father Joe here. Just chipping and putting here. You know, you got to get a little practice in. You know the old saying, drive for show, putt for dough. I thought I'd spend a few minutes here at Pine Haven today to share with you that come January or so, I hope to be on the golf course a lot more. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. We're going to take a little break here, we're going to find a seat, and we'll continue with today's video to the parish. Well friends, moved away from the putting green, but I have to tell you about this putter. This putter was given to me when I was 12 years old. I was a caddy at Scarlet Meadows Golf Course in Loudonville, New York, and the caddy master, Jake, gave it to me. It's the only putter I've used to putt with in golf for the last 60 years. Hope to be using it, as I said, a lot more. So, what's that mean? Well, it means this, that effective January 1st, 2022, I will be transitioning from full-time ministry to that of a senior priest status at the end of the year. Or as someone would say, retiring. Yes, I know I'm too young to retire, but it's all relative. Friends of mine, we were talking about retiring, and they said, you know when it's time, and it's time. Of course, priests never really retire. There's always a need for them to help liturgically, whether it be at masses, throughout the area, throughout the diocese, or other liturgical sacraments throughout the year. So it won't be 100%, but it'll be significantly less than I'm doing now. I guess, though, that you're going to have questions here in the parish. The answers will come in time. You know, I have to say to you, be patient, be patient. I would share that I asked the diocese in my letter to the bishop in June to make this transition for the parish as smooth and as timely as possible. And I think there's an effort right now to do that. I've met with some diocesan folks in the last couple days, and even parish leadership a year and a half ago met with the neighboring parishes and diocesan people to talk about what's the future, not just for St. Mary's, but the future for the churches in this area. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We have a plan that we're sharing and talking about with the diocese, and I hope that it is significantly accepted by the diocese, which I think would be a win-win for everybody, including the parish. So be patient, say a prayer or two, maybe say a novena or two, who knows. You know, the pandemic has certainly been on our minds and part of our lives the last year and a half, and hope you're staying safe and healthy. And we're continuing to have information come out in recent weeks and days about the Delta variant. There's lots of unknowns, but it seems that we need to take some precautions, or at least double our efforts to be safe. Certainly I encourage everyone who's not vaccinated to consider being vaccinated. Secondly, I think it's time for us to seriously consider going back to masks in church. We're not mandating them, but I think for the good of ourselves and the good of others, it seems that we need to probably do that. I know the governor has spoken in recent days about it, and I think we need to be a little careful here. So to err on the side of safety and health for all, we're highly recommending that beginning this weekend, people consider wearing a mask in church when you come to Mass or other services. We also will be mandating for the parish that our ministers, so the people that greet you at the door as you come into church, the people who distribute communion, the priest himself will wear a mask at the appropriate times that it needs to be worn during Mass in the coming weeks. Obviously, things can change, but I think for the moment, let's go there. Let's encourage others to be vaccinated, but let's do what we can ourselves to protect ourselves and others. We've obviously, in the last 18 months, been having Mass live streamed. We've had in-person Masses for several months now. And I know there's lots of questions out there about this pandemic that still exists. But we've chosen a date to have what we might call an official reopening. Hopefully we'll be able to meet it. And I think in recent days you received this postcard that says, "We miss you. You know, the church is empty without you." And so on the weekend of September 11th and 12th, we're going to have a grand reopening, a coming together as much as possible for the parish. And we hope that you'll be able to attend any three of the Masses that weekend, whether it be the Vigil Mass at 4:30 on Saturday, whether it be 8 a.m. Sunday or the 10:30 a.m. Mass on Sunday, which of course continues to be live streamed now and into the future. But that weekend at church will sort of feature, if you will, some special music, some nice special food after Mass in the parish hall, and best of all, a very special gift for everybody. Hope to see you then, if possible. And by the way, we need parishioners to continue to step up to be part of the ministries that are part of our church, part of the organizations that are part of our parish. In particular, when it comes to Mass, we need more people who would greet their fellow parishioners as they enter Mass. We need additional readers for Mass. We need additional Eucharistic ministers. The music ministry could always use your help, and I'll be talking about that in just a second. So if you're part of those ministries, certainly make contact with Stephanie in the next week or so if you haven't already. And if you're new, we'd like to offer you a training, or in the case of those who are coming back, a retraining in the next month or so. So please be aware of that as we go forward. Speaking of music, certainly want to congratulate Richard Patorti, who recently retired as a teacher from Scotia Glenville. I'm sure we wish Richard all the best in his retirement. And continuing with that music theme, I'm happy to announce that Richard Patorti, you might have heard his name before, will now be the music director for all three of our parish liturgies. He'll be leading us in music at 4:30, 8 o'clock Sunday, and 10:30 Sunday. And again, to give him a little plug again about ministries, he needs singers. We need more people with who can play different instruments, if you will, to assist in making the music more vibrant, in a sense, than it may have been at certain times in the past. We can and we will celebrate our prayer in song as well as in voice. So lots of things go on in the parish. I'm not here today really to talk about everything that's beginning or about to begin in the parish, but a couple do come to mind. First of all, faith formation sessions or classes are set to begin about the middle of September and continue through the beginning of May. Rachel, who's our director of faith formation, sent out information and registration forms to all the parishioners who have children in the appropriate age groups. We would ask you to please sign up your child or children for faith formation during the next 3 weeks by September 1st or so. That gives us time, gives Rachel time to organize things, to know who's who and where certain children, what classes they're in, and what materials are needed. I know there's a concern for our children in the lower grades that continues to be a concern for us. So we have decided here at the parish that For children in K through 5, classes will not be in person. They will be Zoom, so to speak. It'll be virtual. That worked well last year when we did it, and we're going to have a parent meeting to explain this to the children and to the parents particularly, as well as the children. But again, lower grades, there'll be no classes week to week in person. For the upper grades, it was decided that we will have basically classes as we did 2 years ago. There will be sessions at the parish facilities. Their class sessions are a little less than the other grade levels, the lower grade levels, and so we feel we can do that. So any questions, any concerns, any information you need, please contact Rachel Collette at the parish offices now and certainly in the future. Again, we have a parish bulletin. Hopefully we can keep up to date through the bulletin. Also, we have a parish app, and the bulletin is on that app too. We send messages through the app at various times too. We use email to the degree that we have them and that they're up to date. We find sometimes they are, most of the time they are, but sometimes we need a little updating. So be aware of that. Keep in contact with the parish. We're trying our best. I know that many people were most appreciative of the things we've done in the last year and a half during the pandemic, and we want to continue that, but we also want to make sure the message is getting out to the people. Finally, I want to take a moment to thank the people of the parish for all that you do for your family, for people of the parish and beyond the parish, through your words and through your actions. Much good is done by your donations, by your presence, by your actions, and so please know of that. Thanks to all who, in a sense, share your time, your talent, and your treasure. This is the spirit of the parish, and we need to continue that. And certainly my thanks to my parish staff who, they work hard, and they work hard for you. I'm sure you know that, but there's probably many behind-the-scenes things that you and even I sometimes don't see, and we're very appreciative for that. And from myself personally, I thank you for your support of me over the past 11 years as I make this transition now to senior priest. Seems to be it for now. Again, be safe, be healthy, get a vaccine if you haven't. Wear a mask if when you're out there amongst big crowds. Consider highly wearing one when we come to church, at least for the next several weeks. Things are in flux and will change too, but I think for the next several weeks, month, maybe we have to go in this direction for our good and for the good of others. It's a pretty nice day here in Guilderland, New York at Pine Haven Country Club. I'm really tempted to go out and play 18, but I think God wants me to do this. But at the same time, I got a few other responsibilities that are going to take me away from golf. But I think that's going to change in 5 months. So thanks again. God bless.